In this video, we're going to talk about why scaling your staffing agency starts with clarity. You can also apply this to any kind of small business or any kind of business, really. So, how does scaling your business start with clarity and also kind of finishes with clarity? Uh, yeah, TBH. Okay, so let's talk about this. And these are things that I have learned from building business that I sold for $28 million. And I've been helping other businesses scale since 2015. And now I am also scaling my current staffing agency, the A Team, where we place offshore talent in staffing and recruiting agencies and other small businesses. Okay, so I've had experience from building early on and helping other clients to build, and now currently building a growing business. Okay, so I'm Diane Prince, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel because I am I'm posting at least 2 videos a week to help you to scale your business. My vision is to make entrepreneurship easier for anyone who wants to build a company, and here I am. So also let me know anything that you would like me to cover that I haven't covered, and so make sure to hit subscribe so you can see what's coming up next. Lots of juicy stuff to help you to build your business. Okay, so let's talk about 5 steps to get clear on your vision and scale smarter. Do you ever feel like your business is growing, but you're more overwhelmed than ever? Or maybe you're unhappier when your business is growing. I get that a lot. I work with clients who have a profitable business, but they are not happy. Okay. So I've scaled an 8-figure agency and sold it. And what made it possible? There was a ton of hustle, but we could not have done it without being really clear on our main ingredient, which is a vision. Okay, so you don't need to do more, you need to get clear. You might need to do more in some cases, might need to work smarter, but you definitely need to get clear. Okay, because if your business doesn't support the life you want, it's time to change your business, not your vision. Okay, so I'm going to answer a few questions. Why clarity is the foundation of scaling, how to define your personal vision. Some people haven't even thought about that, but how to define your personal vision and use it as a guide to growth. Also, what is the risk of scaling without alignment to your vision? Ooh, it can be gnarly. And how to stay focused. Can be really tough. I know it's tough for me and it's tough for a lot of entrepreneurs. How to stay focused even when you're pulled in a million directions. Hello, shiny object syndrome. Can you relate? Okay, so let's talk about why vision comes first. So most founders build reactively, not intentionally. What I mean is a lot of people start businesses for a lot of different reasons. For example, maybe you got laid off, and so you decide, hey, I'm going to start my own agency, or I'm going to start my own consultancy, whatever it is. And that would be reactive. However, once you've got it going, you might as well then really look at, what am I building this for? Okay, in that situation, it could be, I'm building this so that I have a side income in case I'm still looking for a job, but in case I lose my job again, I'm going to build this on the side so I always have another revenue stream coming in. That might be a reason. Or in my case, the vision was always building something to sell. That was what I did when I created my 8-figure agency, when we did staffing for title insurance people. Today in my business, where we're placing virtual assistants, offshore sourcers, recruiters, biz dev people, executive assistants in small businesses, mostly staffing and recruiting agencies, my vision now is to build a business that where my main function really is doing the things I like to do, like making these videos and articulating my vision. Because for me now, it's really, I want to see how to build a business in today's world and prove to myself that I can do it, and see how that works. So anyway, that is my current vision. So your business should be a vehicle for your life goals. Okay. And you want to continue to check on yourself to make sure that your business, because this is not an easy thing to do, right? Building a business is not easy. So you want to make sure that your business is getting to you, helping you to get to your life goals. Clarity eliminates wasted effort and misaligned growth. I talk to a lot of people who have businesses that are bringing in money, but they hate their business. Okay. And I can tell you, when I built my 8-figure business, well, I built a couple of 8-figure businesses. And before I sold, like, there were times too where I wanted to leave. I just wanted to walk away. And I was so stressed. But what kept me going was knowing that vision, because I knew that the business could help me to achieve that vision, which was selling in my 30s and being able to retire for a while and raise my kids. That was my vision. And so when times got really tough, that's what kept us going, knowing that we were asking myself, is the business still a vehicle to get to this vision? And as long as the answer is yes, then for me, I keep going. Now, I had a clothing business that at one point I realized, because after life situations changed, and my vision really is, it still is personal freedom, which is why I have the kind of business I have now. And when I had my clothing business, there came to a point where I realized this is not giving me personal freedom. There were a lot of stressful things. Inventory was crazy. Cash flow was a nightmare. And I just really realized, hey, this is not getting me to where my vision is. And so at that point, I made a difficult decision and actually shut the business. Even though it was a little too late. I mean, it was a little late. I should have probably shut it earlier, but I was stubborn and I wanted to hold on. But that was a difficult lesson to learn. So once I realized, like, this is not getting me personal freedom, I actually feel really trapped in this business, and I don't see that it's getting me to where I want to be. So I finally had to shut it down. Here's some ways to define your vision. You can think about what do you want your life and your business to look like in 3 to 5 years. Okay. Also look at 5 to 10 years. Tie it to lifestyle, freedom, time, not just revenue. How do you want to feel with your life? Maybe you want to move to Portugal, or maybe maybe you just don't want to have anything to do with the business, or maybe you want to move abroad and have other people run your business. So look at, what is it that you want? Like, how do you envision living your life? Because entrepreneurship, like, we can do anything. I mean, it's creative, and there's a reason that we're entrepreneurs and not working for somebody else. Okay. So make it worth your efforts. Okay. And when you're thinking about your vision, you can think about family, health, location, things like that. How you want to spend your days. Do you want to be managing a team? What do you want to be doing? For me, it's stuff like this. I love this. I love giving keynote presentations. I love talking. I love creating content. And I love working with my team. I love working with my offshore team. Okay. Which I find a lot easier than, I don't love, honestly, working with teams in the same office, but I love working with my offshore team. Okay. So because in my first staffing agency, we built towards an exit. We aligned our hires and our decisions, and then ultimately sold for $28 million. Okay. Every major decision, I like to run through a vision filter. Okay. And in the notes, you're going to have a visioning exercise. You can download this free visioning worksheet so that you keep that in your drive or whatever. Keep it so that you want to look at that at least every quarter. Make sure that your vision is still the same, and filter your decisions, making sure that your business is going to get you to where your vision is. Okay, so your vision can help you guide who to hire, which clients to work with, what services to offer. So you want to keep on looking at your vision guide to see, is this still something that I want to keep doing? Are there areas where I need to make a change? So we learned the hard way early on. I mean, that shiny objects can distract you once the momentum builds. Entrepreneurs, founders can get bored like we did, we tend to be pretty energetic and want to build. So shiny objects can really distract you once the momentum builds. You need to be careful for that. So that's one reason why that visioning worksheet can be so helpful to keep you in check and see, should I be doing this thing? Okay. For example, like one time we started up an escrow school to train escrow assistants. Nobody wanted it. Nobody cared. Nobody was going to pay placement fees for people who didn't have experience. It was a flop. It was a side project with good intent, but it wasn't aligned. It wasn't our core business, and it did not work. At one point, when the in my second staffing company where we specialized in title, escrow, and mortgage, when the market was going soft, well, the financial crisis, we started a healthcare expansion. Really bad idea. It burned time, money, and team capacity. We ended up selling that off at a loss. And so you don't always need a new offer. You probably don't need a new offer. You need to keep going on the one that works. Okay. So when things feel chaotic, return to your core, return to your plan that aligns with your vision. So the failed escrow assistant school, great idea. Well, no, actually it wasn't. We thought it was a good idea. It was a bad idea. I don't say great idea. It was not a great idea. Poor alignment, poor idea, poor alignment. Okay. So recalibrating back to the core business then allowed us to get back on track and then eventually exit that business as well. Okay, so vision isn't just for planning, it's also for leading. You can use it in your 90-day goal setting, in your weekly team meetings, your hiring decisions, you're delegating your priorities. Okay, so vision and delegation, that is your real CEO energy there. That is your real sweet spot that you want to get to. Your clarity needs space to operate. So that means letting go of the weeds. What I mean by that is clarity helps you to really, sometimes you need to get your head clear. You can't just be constantly doing. You have to be able to get out of the weeds, let go a little bit so that you can step back and look at your vision and make these decisions. Because otherwise, if you're just in it all the time, you can likely get derailed. Okay, so sometimes it's not that you need more hustle, it's that you need more clarity. So for example, now the way that I've set up my business is that I run it with a fully virtual offshore team. They handle operations, admin, sales support, and I do the things that I love. And I also give myself this huge space so that I can do visioning exercises and make sure and communicate my vision to the team to make sure that we're working towards that vision. It's also important, side note, is also important that your team also everyone has their own personal vision. They might not have identified it, but you can help your team as you hire people or you bring people on offshore. You can understand. I recommend, what I always do is I always want to know what their vision is. Why are they part of this business? That really helps, because if everybody sees your business as a vehicle to get them where they want to go, then people are much more likely to stay on board to help you to create your vision. Okay, so your vision can evolve, but it should always lead. And your monthly check-ins, you can ask yourself, what's working, what feels off, what aligns with the long-term picture, and what doesn't. So to recap, here's 5 steps to get clear on your vision and scale smarter. 1 is know that vision comes first. Your business should support your life goals, not run your life. Number 2, define your vision and stick to it. Picture what success looks like in 3 to 5 years. Lifestyle, is it freedom? Is it income? Is it how you spend your days? Okay. Number 3, use your vision to guide decisions. Hire, niching, and plan based on your vision, not just the opportunities that you see right in front of you. Okay. Number 4, stay focused as you grow and avoid shiny objects like the escrow school that could derail momentum. And step 5 is delegate to create space for your vision. Okay. For me, I use my virtual team so that I can get out of the weeds and really lead as the business owner that I want to be. Okay. And so write your vision, download the visioning exercise here, revisit it at least quarterly, and scale with it as your compass. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel for more strategies. And you can book a call with a team to see how our offshore team could help you to create space so that you can make sure that you are staying in your visionary zone. I'm going to leave you with some questions for thought. Okay. What does, with your business, like what does done look like for you? What does that like end game look like for you? That's question number one. Question number two, what would your business look like if it served your life and didn't run it? Okay, these are some self-coaching questions that you can ask yourself. And the third self-coaching question is, what's one decision you're avoiding because you haven't clarified your vision? I'm Diane Prince. My vision is to help anyone who make entrepreneurship easier for anyone who wants to start and build a company. And make sure you're subscribing so that you can get more strategies, and check out the copy so that you can see how we can help you and what resources that we offer you for free. Okay, talk to you later.